Hey there folks, Rel here. This is your weekly update for Sunday, March 2nd, 2014. On Tuesday, we released another montage of mildly amusing moments with the PlanetSide 2 Side Quest Collection number 2. Not as much fun as the first collection in my personal opinion, but you can check it out using the link in the description below if you're interested, and the links to everything we'll be talking about throughout the episode will be there as well. On Wednesday, we had another live stream playing as NC on Watterson, one of the rare chances we were actually able to do so, and for those who missed it, the entire stream will be uploaded to the casual channel later on today. But there is a short-ish clip up right now, in case you're curious, of what I thought was kind of a fun moment. Next week, I would like to go NC again if the population is low, just because of how rare it is, but if it's not, we'll most likely be playing TR on Watterson. And for those who don't know, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, everyone is able to send me a message and join the squad, regardless of whether you're watching the live stream or not. And that Wednesday time slot is basically the only time that I'm currently able to set aside and to just play with all of you. On Thursday, we released another Thoughts on Better Gaming episode with some Mass Effect 3 cutscenes in the background, and we were talking about the need to feel greater than you are, at least in gaming. And I actually don't think that I framed the question appropriately or made the argument very clear and specific, at least not as specific as I wanted to. But what I was trying to get at is that more and more games nowadays, the big ones, the mainstream ones, have this focus of making you the guy that needs to fix everything, right? You are the hero, you're the only one who can do it. You're the chosen one, basically. About 4 or 5 years ago, I had this idea for a game, one of hundreds or thousands or whatever, but the premise was that you were a goblin with basically 0 strength as a single person. You were a grunt, not even a grunt, you're just a small little pipsqueak, and you needed the help of other players to do basically anything. So you would just throw yourself at larger targets in order to take them down. Basically, it'd be like 20 people or 40 people versus just a handful of more powerful players. And I've actually seen this concept attempted in one form or another in more recent days, but it got me thinking, would that actually be fun? Would it be fun for you to be helpless and require the help of others to do anything even remotely constructive? And the whole idea, it's fun. It's really funny to envision in my head, but when I really think about it, try to dig into it, I think about the psychology of the average player, and I don't know that if it'd be a rewarding experience. In PlanetSide 2, the mentality is that you're a cog, right? But you're a single grunt on a battlefield with hundreds of other grunts, and you clash one faction against another, and the most strategic force, the strongest force, are the victors. And that's basically the premise of PlanetSide 2. It's one faction versus another faction to gain control of territory. But of course, we know that this is not how the game usually plays out. It plays out more like a team deathmatch. One guy can kill off 10 people and an enemy sunderer if he has the skills and the C4, and from a multiplayer perspective, the ability to have those great, sort of powerful moments, I feel like that's really necessary in mainstream games right now. But anywho, that's more or less what the video is about, and if you're interested in hearing more coherent thoughts, then feel free to check it out. Just today, we released a video on my impressions of the Railjack sniper rifle for the NC, from a perspective of a player that really is not very good at sniping, and in particular we discussed the delay mechanic because there has been a lot of controversy surrounding it, and quite honestly it's blown out of proportion by many people. Like I said though, it's impressions, it's not a review. If it was a review, I'd be comparing it to other weapons, I'd be explaining its weaknesses in sniper duels, I'd be comparing silence bullet velocities and whatever. But that video is there if you're interested in hearing about the Railjack from my personal point of view. Outside of that, there's not a whole lot going on. It's been sort of a rough week as far as time constraints go, but I'm currently working on more infiltrator stuff, particularly the recon dart versus the motion sensor review. And I've also started gathering footage for an infiltrator cloaks roundup. And most of the footage is actually of Stalker Cloak right now, as that's just way too fun. Honestly, I have so much Stalker Cloak footage that I'm going to have to start just posting it up on the casual channel to get rid of it. Also, for those who have not gotten a chance to experience it yet, Amarish did get an overhaul, including lattice links and the bases, everything else. The bases are very, very different from what you'll see on Indar and Ezimir, and it really stands as a testament to how a couple of developers have been honing their skills and learning from past base designs. That's not to say that things are perfect, because they never are, and there have been complaints about various bases being too difficult to take or too inconsequential to be worthwhile, but overall the bases are really fun. So if you do get a chance to go fight on Omrish, definitely do that. You know, take some friends, take a platoon, or just go solo, but it's definitely a worthwhile change of pace for those of us who have been playing on PlanetSide for pretty much forever. That said, the absolute last thing that I'd like to do is just thank you all for continuing to contribute to the channel. And for those who don't know, the reason that I can still make videos and pay to live, more or less, is because there are a handful of stellar community members who have the resources as well as the willingness to help support the channel through donations. So if you're enjoying the channel and feel like I'm a worthwhile investment, then feel free to check out the Patreon page and possibly donate if you are interested. And if you can't, I'd still like to thank you for just hanging out and giving me feedback so that I can continue to develop my own personal skills, as well as improve the channel, support the PlanetSide 2 community, and put out content that people will hopefully enjoy. Thanks very much, folks. We're all signing off.
Be careful about that jump pad.
Gang, we have another Sunny at the opposite jump pad. You guys can pour in from the other side. They seem to not really
Awesome,
focus
thank
on
you.
that.
Once you finish it and as material storage, Bravo, I'm going to pull you to the biolab as well so we can just stamp them out.
You might have more luck taking the teleporter room in that Rashnu cavern. There's
That is not a bad idea at all.
Alert! Enemy heavy nearby.
Yeah, let's do it.
I need your help. Banu smiles upon me.
Shield generator critical.
Swapping batteries. My thanks. Reloading.
Reminder to Bravo, you should be at your waypoint, not at the biolab.
Static spotted. Find enlightenment. I am in hostile.
Is the only way we're going to be able to get that and Rashnu Watchtower to push into Rashnu biolab better. And I know that if Bravo does get there, we can take it. There aren't that many people there at the moment. Be able to get that and Rashnu Watchtower to push into Rashnu biolab better. And I know that if Bravo does get there, we can take it. There aren't that many people there at the moment.